This is a regional radar sweep. We are currently tracking multiple active warning events across our coverage area. Please stand by for localized hazard updates. The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. Affected areas in our coverage zone include Burke, North Carolina, Caldwell, and C. The primary hazard is 60 miles per hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. This alert is active for the next 57 minutes, and expires today at 11 p.m. This is a regional radar sweep. We are currently tracking multiple active warning events across our coverage area. Please stand by for localized hazard updates. The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. Affected areas in our coverage zone include Burke, North Carolina, Caldwell, and C. The primary hazard is 60 miles per hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. This alert is active for the next 57 minutes, and expires today at 11 p.m. This is a regional radar sweep. We are currently tracking multiple active warning events across our coverage area. Please stand by for localized hazard updates. The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. Affected areas in our coverage zone include Burke, North Carolina, Caldwell, and C. The primary hazard is 60 miles per hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. This alert is active for the next 56 minutes, and expires today at 11 p.m. This is a regional radar sweep. We are currently tracking multiple active warning events across our coverage area. Please stand by for localized.
Alrighty, hello everyone. Chief Weather Forecaster Becky Webb. Thank you so much. We have multiple things going on here. This is also kind of an excuse here to do make sure the system is ready for severe weather coverage tomorrow. I do apologize when my cat's here wants to say hi, I guess. So here he is. This is Mr. Kitty. He's going to help us do coverage. I guess not. Okay. So again, we have a pop-up severe thunderstorm that has just shown up here towards downtown Morganton. This is here. This is in effect throughout the next hour. This storm, I saw it start to strengthen, but you can see it strengthen significantly for southeastern Caldwell and central Burke counties. This is until 11 p.m. this evening. Impacts include 60 mile per hour wind gusts and nickel-size. Morganton, Sawmills, Granite Falls, Valdez, Hudson, Eichard, Cages Mountain, Drexel, Hildebrand, and Connolly Springs. So again, it has about 60 mile per hour wind gusts and nickel-sized hail associated with this. So really want to take those extra precautions right now and move away from windows. It is a strengthening storm here. I am severely lagging. Okay. Come on, cat. But again, this includes portions along I-40. So if you travel, really want to watch out for this and just watch out. You guys see this storm headed from your north. Just past Morganton here, I would probably say Glen Alpine. You guys are out of all. So again, it's positive news with this. But Drexel, Valdez, I would definitely want to watch out for this storm. Connolly Springs, you guys are also in the path. Eichert and Hildebrand. Really want to watch out with this storm as closely as possible. Really laggy, so I'm going to have to jump off fairly soon. But again, this is a pop-up severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Morganton, including downtown Morganton. So really want to watch out. Again, this includes 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and nickel-sized hail associated with this. So you want to make sure you're taking those extra precautions right now here. And again, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to put them into the live chat here. Let's see. Yeah, we don't have any reports here. As soon as I got onto the studio here, I decided to check, see what the radar was, because we have a significant storm system outside of the coverage region towards Virginia that's impacting with severe, damaging, strong winds. So I was curious if anything was popping up here. I saw the storm starting to strengthen. National Weather Service issued that special weather statement, but as expected, they issued that severe thunderstorm warning here. This includes downtown Morganton. We do have some, looks like either damaging winds or hail, probably hail associated with this. So we're probably seeing some nickel-sized hail. We'll probably see some reports just to the north of Morganton, from the north of Drexel. So I really want to take those extra precautions there. Seek shelter indoors, away from windows. I know the nighttime, it is out of all the best time to be outside here. I mean, aside from this specific storm, if we zoom out here, aside from this storm, it's going to lag here, yeah. Aside from this storm here, it remains nice and calm throughout the coverage region. I mean, we may be storms, but it's remaining nice and calm. We just got the storm moving in through Morganton. Intense lightning associated with this. Very heavy rainfall. Goodness gracious. Sorry, my cat really wants to jump up here on the studio. But again, this includes downtown Morganton, so really want to watch out here as well. I got fur everywhere. There's fur all over me. Sorry about that, y'all. But again, you really want to watch out for the storm here. Really want to watch out. It is on the weakening side. So again, some positive news with this is one of the kind of storms that decides to start strengthening just a little bit, enough to become severe. But again, thanks to those cooling temperatures, because right here outside the studio, we're sitting at 77 degrees. So again, some nice cooler temperatures. Thanks to that storm environment getting relatively calm as we continue. They're probably going to cancel this severe thunderstorm warning fairly soon. We're going to wait for this next scan to come in here as well. I do apologize for not being live lately. A lot's been going on here in personal life. I just am working to also work for someone else in the near future. Hopefully, if that happens, so we'll see. So we can pick up some extra shifts outside of weather, something completely unrelated here. So hopefully that'll be the case. But we'll continue to be here for severe weather coverage. But yeah, there's the next scan here. We're seeing the storm over here. Could be strengthening. It looks like it is trying to, but I mean, nothing too concerning here at all whatsoever. Let's see here. So we're also getting one of our team members who we've not seen for a little while, forecaster Chad. He is joining in here in just a moment. Let's see here. So I'm trying to get him on here, so I apologize. Sorry, my Echo Duck here kind of really wants to update. I don't know what the issue is. So let's see here. Let me find them. I mean, again, this is a weakening storm. Also, the part of the reason why we're live here is just to make sure the systems are okay, because we have a slight risk for severe weather through much of the viewing area tomorrow. So again, more of a concern through much of tomorrow. So we'll keep you updated on that here as well. Let's see. Yada, yada, yada. I'm trying to find. Oh, yeah. So chat system updated, and it's been rather difficult to find. Nope, wrong link. It is fairly difficult to find the links that you really need. Again, this is nothing too significant, so I'm not really out of all super concerned here. No, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to do this. There you go. All right, so forecasted Chad will be joining in fairly soon. I apologize about that dead air. But we're looking at the storm here. The storm possibly could be on the strengthening side over here, just north of I-40. So we'll continue to monitor that. But again, this storm, most likely the National Weather Service will discontinue this severe thunderstorm warning fairly soon, earlier than 11 p.m., I would most likely say. I mean, places toward Connolly Springs, Icart, and Hildebrand, near the Hickory Airport, just right outside of downtown Hickory. I will still continue to watch the storm, still continue to be monitoring as the storm is possible. Again, we'll be live until this warning or until the storm weakens significantly. So we'll be live with you guys nonstop here. But again, some lightning is still associated with this storm, so really want to watch out for that. Again, it's along north of I-40 here. I would probably say Glen Alpine, as of now, with the main part of the storm, you guys are in the clear. You guys are perfectly fine. You can go do continue doing what you were doing throughout the day, throughout the night. For that, my apologies here. Morganton, I would probably still want to seek shelter here, just on the safety side. Lightning strikes are still popping up here through much of your region. Drexel, you guys are not in the clear. Valley East, you guys are about to get it. The worst part of the storm is just to the north of you. So again, you'll miss the storm. Positive news with that. Go towards Connolly Springs, Icart. I would probably say Icard, you guys will probably miss a significant amount of the storm. If not, if it weakens before, you're going to miss it significantly here. Let's see here. So Hildebrand, I would definitely want to watch out here as well. Hickory Regional Airport, if you're flying out of the Hickory Regional Airport, just really want to watch out for this as well. Here is forecaster and co-owner of this entire channel and the entire operation is Chad. Chad, do you have any updates here?
Hi. Yes, I got it right on my phone. Let's see.
Awesome.
Okay, yep. This one goes until 11 o'clock. Let me switch this. There we go. This one goes until
So
11
my
o'clock.
computer is lagging here, so I don't know what's going on with this computer here. It's the CPU usage or whatever. Sorry, I apologize. Chad, would you want to take over here for just a quick moment here? I'm using my computer system, the actually 24/7 streaming channel computer over here on my side to see if you're talking or not, because it's completely glitched on my side.
That's fine. Yeah, that works. Yep. So this is a severe storm that is by itself. It's very isolated. in nature. It's actually the only severe thunderstorm warning that we have right now in North Carolina. And this one here, it is moving east about 25 miles per hour. Now, this cell is by itself. The concern that I have with this cell is on the leading edge. Well, if you look to the back of it, um, we have a couple other cells starting to fire up behind the main cell that is severe warned. And if those cells can even maintain severe criteria, that cell behind the severe warned cell could also become severe warned. So it's definitely not out of the question here, but this is only the active severe thunderstorm warning we have in effect. They are warning on 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. If you have a velocity tracker, you could pull up on here. I don't really see much in terms of spinning besides one little area to the north of Morganton and Drexel. To the north of Morganton and Drexel, there is a bit of green and reds right over 66 there. If you can kind of pinpoint that, essentially what that is showing you is the differing of the wind speeds. The higher up you go into the atmosphere. So you have these greens and these red colors. The greens are the winds moving toward the radar site. The reds are the winds moving away. And right in between of those differing colors is where you could have a potential spin up. Now, this doesn't look too strong. Looking at this from a plain view, it appears to be very weak. So, but that doesn't disregard the fact that this storm, being that it's isolated in nature, these types of storms tend to produce the most energy, if you will. And as far as instability is concerned, and these isolated supercells do have the tendency to produce a quick spin up. Not that I really see much of that happening. I do see characteristics there, but it's on a very low end of the spectrum. So I would say don't really worry about a tornado out of this. But it is packing a punch with winds. I will say that on the leading edge, you are definitely experiencing those winds, 60 miles per hour or greater. If you're in Icard, Granite Falls, Sawmills, Hudson, Hildebrand, Longview, North Lakes, anywhere to the far east of the cell, it will be making its way on your doorstep within the next few minutes. So definitely make sure y'all keep an eye on that there. Now, the velocity couplet is actually starting to decrease. It's not looking as well. I'm really not seeing anything on there. And we can even see it's even starting to sort of break apart as I'm speaking right now. So this might be just one of those quick movers, come and go movers here. I really wouldn't expect any more out of it other than 60 mile per hour winds, maybe some nickel size hail. This really isn't too much to worry about right now. It's a fast mover, but there always is the chance that these types of storms can reproduce. And when I say that, I'm talking about the cells that are trying to develop behind the severe warned storm. The severe warned storm, essentially, if those cells can maintain severe criteria and even become severe, we could be looking at a couple of warnings. But based on what I'm seeing, I don't foresee any of that happening as of right now. If you're over, I see him the Highland Weather mascot is behind us. Yep. Now
Yeah.
it's right over Route 66. Um, it's right over Route 66. It just made its way directly over that route. Interstate 40. It's right off to your north there, the main core of the storm. But I would really be on as far as the damaging winds are concerned, 58, maybe 60 miles per hour. Um, I don't really foresee
And I
anything
mean, one of the
else.
things that we've also noticed here as well since starting coverage here a couple minutes ago, this storm is significantly weakening here. The first time that we came on here, we saw a bit like we saw possibility of some indication that hail was falling. But out of all here over the past like 5-10 minutes, the storm has significantly weakened. And like Chad said previously, just a few minutes ago, seconds for that matter, this we are watching a storm next to it that could strengthen. But I mean, the concern right now that but one of the things that we have right now is that instability is significantly dropping because those temperatures. We were in the upper 90s, lower 100s through much of the North Carolina Piedmont this afternoon, but now these temperatures have significantly decreased. So again, we are having some of that instability. Well, I do take that back though. It looks like we have some indication that the some hail indication here as well, just to the north of Drexel. We can see out of all it's producing 60.0 dBz over here, just to the north of Amherst. So again, we're still seeing some indications of this. So still seek that appropriate shelter. But again, this storm is significantly weakening. I would still want to say you guys should be seeking shelter as long as possible until this warning is set to expire. But again, it is weakening. I'm going to go and toss it right back over to Chad with the latest.
Now, I will tell y'all that with this, when you get severe storms like this, especially isolated around nighttime, 10, 11 o'clock, the instability really starts to subside the later on as you progress through the day into the evening hours. And that really is why the storm is weakening, just because of that. The lack of the instability thereof that is evidently right in the atmosphere right now. Um, it is starting to break apart again, but this has about 32 minutes left on it. Again, until 11 o'clock p.m. And they are saying that a brief period, meaning the National Weather Service, a brief period of large hail is also possible. Um, Brief damaging winds, things in that nature. There, it's all possible, but I'm not there to see it in person, so I really can't see what it's doing at this very second. I'm just relying off of evidently a computer generated, radar here giving us that. And that's really all we can see. As far as a live camera goes, I don't really know if we can see anything live. If we can't, that's okay. The radar updates are out there for a reason. So definitely keep that in mind. But this will continue again to move eastward, as noted by the green arrow. And we looking to be North Lake, Route 321. You are in this warning. They appear to have it extended a bit more eastward, I noticed. The warning box has extended a bit eastward. Now, as far as the rotation tracker is concerned, I'm just going to pull that up on my end. I I don't see too much on there as far as rotation is concerned, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. Um, let's see here. As far as differential reflectivity goes, that is where you can see the storm um, basically from a different angle, if you will. And that just kind of shows you the elevation as per se. The higher up you can sort of see the storm, the higher up you go in the atmosphere. And looking at that on my end, it's really just heavy rain, stuff like that. Lightning, your average um, severe warm storm. And that really may be the reason why it is being severe warned is because the dangerous lightning, the outflow of winds, that you get as a storm is approaching. You get that outflow boundary. You get those very strong winds that come in. That's all part of it. Now, it's continuing to break apart, especially by Morganton. To the north and east of Morganton, you can see that break apart in the middle, sort of that split. If it continues to split and it digresses in terms of its energy, then the National Weather Service may discontinue the warning. But if not, there's about 30 minutes again left on it. It's really weakened, as you can tell. It has really weakened within the past, not only 10 minutes, but a couple minutes that have gone by. You can really see how it's fully split apart. And again, it's really the only severe warned storm that we have in North Carolina right now. So yeah, it's just something to watch, but it's not something that's making me go like, whoa, like this is serious. It's really just those strong winds. I do see a little bit of identification of some hail. Again, nickel size hail at best. It could very well be hailing right now, indicative by those darker colors. That's the radar picking up some hail, things other than rain. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is even small hail or something with this storm. Definitely something to keep in mind there. I clearly see it right on my end. Trying to see, is there anything else I can scope out of this? I use radar scope, so that's kind of what I look at on my end. They aren't really saying much about tornadoes. They're just saying brief damaging winds will blow down trees and power lines over small areas. It's possible. Brief period of large hail. They're saying seek shelter inside interior room. And that goes for any severe storm. You can always have hail, maybe 1 inch in diameter or larger. An isolated tornado is always possible in a severe storm, any severe storm. When it reaches severe criteria, it always has that capability of producing a brief spin up. Even though if it's not noted in the severe thunderstorm warning, when there's normally a tag and it will say tornado possible tag on there. Even if that isn't issued, it doesn't matter. A severe storm is a severe storm. It doesn't change. If the criteria is there, it's there. This storm right here, it could certainly produce all modes of severe weather. So Morganton, Sawmills, let's see.
I just want to, I don't mean to interrupt. Chat here. Oh, okay. You're already mentioning it. I apologize. At 11 p.m., so they've decided to change the warning just a little bit here. I apologize. It's 11 p.m. My brain's everywhere. They're still continuing it for Morgan, Sawmills, Granite Falls, Valdez, Hudson, Eichard, Cages Mountain, Drexel, Hildebrand, and Connolly Springs. Again, this is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. They've discontinued that hail threat. I mean, we're still seeing some indications of hail, but it's nothing as concerning at this point here. 7 miles west of Hickory or near Rhodus, moving east at 25 miles per hour. So again, it's positive news with this one, but I would still want to seek shelter here at this time. Glen Alpine, like we said before at the very beginning, you guys are in the clear. Morganton, just give it the next 10-15 minutes, and you guys should be in the clear fairly soon. Drexel, still seek shelter. I would probably say much of these storms will probably miss Hickory, downtown Hickory, but again, still watch the storm as closely as possible here. Hildebrand, Eichard, Connolly Springs really want to watch out. Granite Falls, Sawmills, Hudson, along I-40 here really want to watch out for the storm here. But again, if you're in Morganton where it first started, it should be out of your doorstep within the next 10 to 15 minutes. So some positive news here with this one. I'm going to jump it right back over to Chad. Another reason, aside from the severe weather coverage that we're doing here, aside from covering this warning, we have a bigger threat for severe weather tomorrow. So another part of the reason why we're doing this coverage here is I'm trying to make sure this computer system is ready for live coverage tomorrow. So let's go ahead here and jump it right back over to Chad with the latest.
Cool.
Chad?
Sorry about that. I just heard a large swath of rain come right over my home. So it's actually raining in my area. Okay. Nonetheless, let's see here. So about 24 minutes left, still until 11 o'clock. 7 miles west of Hickory as far as location is concerned, moving east, 25 miles per hour. Morganton, Sawmills, Granite Falls, Hudson, Valdez, Ecard, Cajas Mountain, Drexel, Hildebrand, and Connolly Springs. All these areas I've never heard of. You are in this severe thunderstorm warning. Still being warned on 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So it's still going to be a quick mover, but if it can maintain its strength, I would say if you were in the St. Stephen's area, Conover, Claremont, moving far eastward outside of the warning box, if this can maintain strength, you will be the next areas in this severe storm. Stony Point, Stony Point, Claremont, Conover, Newton, St. Stephen's. It's all going to be heading towards you soon. This Route 321, it is not over you just yet, but any traveler goers on that route right now, definitely heads up. Severe storm on your doorstep there. So if you must be traveling right now, proceed with caution, stuff like that. I will say never go under a overpass, as winds tend to accelerate under an overpass. That's common sense with a tornado, with winds in general, because there's blocked airflow, stuff like that. So winds will go right under and seep under that. So definitely be mindful of that also as this approaches Route 321. Okay. Again, Hickory, those areas, you are going to be next. So right now there's really nothing new here. It's just kind of split into two separate storms. I'm sort of curious to see if it's going to sort of come back together. I don't know, but time will tell as we go throughout the next 32 minutes, 22 minutes that we have left on this storm. I'd say let's just pull up. There we go. Let's see. What is this? A hail tracker. No, it's rain precipitation rates, rainfall rates. You can see pretty decent rain coming out of this. Pretty decent rain. Coming down pretty heavy right now with the cell. So it's about zero point 0.4, between zero point 0.4 to 0.7 inches. Coming down at a pretty steady rate. Flash flooding, not really too much of a concern with this. Not something I worry about too much. But the rain, I can only imagine, is probably coming down pretty heavy right now, very heavy. And with the winds, it may also be just like one of those microburst type storms. So that's something to watch out for too.
But I want to mention something here really quick too. Is the storm over here? Just as we saw that first storm, which you see just north of Connolly Springs, that was the first storm that really warranted that severe thunderstorm warning. But as we look towards I-40, just to the east of Morganton, we're looking at another strengthening storm. So the previous storm, the storm that really warranted that warning here, has weakened significantly. We're not seeing any lightning strikes at this time, just very heavy rainfall as it reaches towards Sawmills. But now our attention turns over towards Drexel, east of Morganton, and portions along I-40. So we're continuing to watch these storms here. I mean, it's nothing too significant here. It is, we're seeing more lightning than we saw like 5 minutes ago associated with this storm. So again, make sure you are seeking that appropriate shelter here. You can even see one of the reports, by the way, from yesterday while we weren't covering the storm. There was someone who was struck by lightning towards the north in upstate South Carolina. So I want to make this as clear as possible. And you can see on the radar here, lightning can strike out to 15 miles from the parent thunderstorm. So you can see a lightning strike just towards the southeast of Valdez, and a storm is not even over them. You really want to make sure you're seeking shelter. And like we always say before, when thunder roars, go indoors. And this is one of the times that when thunder roars, go indoors. I mean, aside from this, like Chad said, we have no other storms associated within the coverage region. This is the main storm we're watching. But again, we're watching this storm here towards Drexel, headed in towards Valdez. It's looking like it is trying to reach that strengthening side as it closes in at Valdez. So again, that's the latest we have here. Let's go ahead and toss it back over to Chad with the latest. Chad?
So yeah, pretty much. Yep, that's what I'm seeing here. 18 more minutes left. Yep, so Hickory, St. Stephen's, Mountain View, you were all in this. You were all going to be in this warning pretty soon if it does hold up. And let's see. Yep, so now it's two separate storms. It's still moving east at around 25 miles per hour. So other than that, not really much going on. Just something to watch.
Right, exactly. Thank you, Chad. But I mean, as we are continuing to say before, you want to mention this as well. A more in-depth video will be posted out around 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're watching a major threat for severe weather tomorrow. That's a level 2 out of 5. I'm afraid to load it up here because I don't want to glitch the entire system. You know what? We'll just do it. But I'm not going to go in depth here because we already have that video posted out. That's going to be posted out tomorrow. So I really want to watch out for that here. Let's see here. Let's do tomorrow. So again, this is one of the things that we're continuing to monitor here. Much of the coverage region tomorrow remains under a slight risk for severe weather, level 2 out of 5. Asheville metros included in Greenville, Spartanburg, Shelby, Morganton, Charlotte, Knoxville. Much of our region is currently under this threat for severe weather, so really want to watch out with that. Keep it tuned to Howler Weather for the latest. I don't want to go in depth here because I'll just ruin the video that we have that's posting out tomorrow morning. So if you want more official weather information, the latest timing and everything like that, Just look at that. It's going to be posted on Facebook, YouTube, all those platforms tomorrow morning, and along with our YouTube short or Instagram reel, Facebook reel, whatever you want to call it, will be posted out by 11 a.m. as well. We'll be live on standby if needed for severe weather coverage. So again, out of all that's a huge concern. We're continuing to watch here through much of tomorrow, but like we'll mention on the video too, is that we have a drying pattern ahead. See the latest details of when that drying pattern is going to happen, when we're finally not going to see any storms in the forecast through 2 days. See when that latest timing is and so much more. Make sure you check out that video. Post it out early tomorrow morning to get you with the latest information so you don't get caught off guard when a warning gets issued for your location tomorrow. But we're going to end it there with the advertisement. We're going to bring it back here to the live coverage board here. Just wanted to make that as present as possible. Yeah, I mean, that's the latest I have. We'll stay here again for the next 15 minutes here as this warning is set to expire fairly soon. I apologize if I'm scratching my nose a lot. This cat, the Highland Weather mascot, decided to jump up on the studio while I was starting the coverage here, and I'm just covered in fur. So one of the crazy things about having an animal is you'll find cat fur anywhere, and it's not really necessarily fun. But the positive news we have for this one about having an animal is you get to see it passed out. You can see behind the camera here, completely passed out. I don't know if he's awake. Mr. Kitty. No, he's out. No. Highland Weather mascot's asleep, which means that everyone should be going to sleep fairly soon too. Listen to the Highland Weather.
Oh. I don't know what happened. I'm not sure if he got booted. There we go.
Okay. Like I was mentioning before, this is also part of the reason why we're doing the coverage here. This coverage is to also just see how this computer will be for live coverage tomorrow. And apparently it's going to receive an F because that should not happen in the middle of coverage. So I do apologize about that. Just putting a big fat F here on this computer. We'll try to work on that as much as possible before the next coverage tomorrow. Now, thanks to that, I have to reboot the entire radar system behind the scenes here. Chad, do you have the latest information while I do this?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing on here. Right now, it's just, we're looking at about 13 more minutes left on here, and see if they're going to take the morning off or keep it going. But nothing has changed. Well, and there it is.
Right.
You can see how it's weakening.
And as you see over here towards the east of Morganton here. Right. But
wow.
Like what Chad just mentioned here, the storm is starting to be on the weakening side. If you look to the north of Icard here, remaining relatively, the first storm is getting relatively calm here. So places towards Hickory, you're going to see some heavy rain showers, but it looks like you guys should be relatively in the clear. It's moving over Drexel, then Valdez. You guys will be hitting it very soon. But like Chad said, and I completely agree with him here, by what time is it? 10:47. By 11 p.m. this evening, when the warning is set to expire, it should just completely expire. We may see a special weather statement out of this, but I mean, it's weakening significantly, and we're probably not going to see another warning out of this. I would highly doubt that we see another warning out of this because of how much it's weakened. A lot of the lightning strikes here towards Drexel has also started to be on the lower inside here as well. So again, some positive news here. Let's just zoom zoom out here, and I may just lag for a quick moment. I don't know why it's starting to lag now. It's like we went to reboot and completely lag. Oh, I see the reason. But you can see we're monitoring these storms over here towards East Tennessee. Portions of Virginia you can see is moving in towards Wise outside of the coverage region here. We're monitoring this. We may possibly see a part of it, but again, most of it's going to miss us towards northeast North Carolina over here, just outside of Boone. Most likely we'll see it close towards Virginia. So again, we're not expecting to see anything out of that. Just to clear any questions that anyone has, we're looking at another heavy rain shower at Love Valley, just to the north of Statesville. That no lightning associated with this, just very heavy rainfall here. I mean, the chances are very minimal. It could become severe, but again, the chances are very minimal, and we're probably not going to see that happen. If it does, it'll be outside the coverage region. So by this time, within the next 10 minutes or so, this warning should expire. Chad, you got the latest information here?
Pretty much. Yep. That's going to be that. If you're in the Drexel, Valdez, Conley Springs, Granite Falls, Sawmills, Hudson, North Lakes, Hildebrand, you are still in this warning, but we got about 9 minutes. About 9 minutes left on this particular storm. Not really looking to be anything serious at this point, but between now within those 9 to 8 minutes, definitely make sure that you are still seeking shelter in an interior room, lowest floor of a sturdy building. Definitely I would stay away from windows. Be careful with the damaging winds. I will say that with the one storm to the north and east of Drexel, it's really just a heavy rain shower as of right now. It's really not anything too serious. So I wouldn't really worry too much about that, but I'm still looking at the pretty decent red core that is over the Drexel area right now. That could still have a bit of a punch in it in terms of the winds and probably the very heavy rain passing right over Route 70 there, Interstate 40, Route 70 perpendicular to Interstate 40 here. This storm is right there meeting in the middle. So definitely highway travelers right now, you want to be away from that. Definitely want to be taking precautions very, very seriously, and just be safe. That's for sure. And I got a new radar scan on my end, and you can see the one over Granite Falls is really starting to weaken. It's really now just a heavy rain shower. And even the one that is now traversing the Drexel area, that one still has a bit of a punch to it. Don't get me wrong. But like I said, this is really the only severe warning storm that we have out of North Carolina right now. So we got about 7 minutes left on there, and they are still saying it remains until 11 o'clock. So Morganton, Sawmills, Granite Falls, Valdez, Hudson, Conley Springs, Drexel, Hildebrand, you are still under this warning here. And as far as the rotation is concerned, not really seeing anything too major with that. So that is another good sign too. Definitely for sure. So it's really starting to weaken. I can see the latest radar scans. It's definitely not looking well defined as it once was. That's for sure. And that's good news. We don't want it to become destructive or anything. So definitely as it traverses Interstate 40, perpendicular to Route 66 here, definitely keep your eye on this cell. It's going to be a fast mover, but blinding rain. Pull over on the side of the road if you can. Put your hazards on just to wait out the storm. It's going to be pretty fast, but better safe than sorry. So I don't know. They haven't extended out the warning, so maybe that's a good sign. But it's still going to be something to watch for the next 7 minutes.
That is correct. And like we saw the scan here, and like Chad mentioned also as well, the storm is significantly weakening, like towards Granite Falls, like Chad said. It's just becoming basically heavy rain. That's the same thing that's going to be said in the next couple of minutes or so for Drexel, Valdez. That storm, it still has some lightning associated with it, but it has weakened significantly. Right now, we're just sitting here waiting for the National Weather Service, see what the National Weather Service decides to do. If they see something we don't see, or if they're just going to expire it. They're most likely either going to expire it fairly early within the next 2 to 3 minutes or so, or just let it expire at 11 p.m. like expected, like forecasted, funny enough. But again, Connolly Springs, I mean, it's still a relatively strong thunderstorm. I would probably say you may see some 30, 40 mile per hour winds still associated with this. So Connolly Springs, I could just really want to take those extra precautions. Watch out for the storm. Hildebrand, it probably will be weakening as it reaches the location. But again, it's the only storm that we have in the coverage region. So some positive news here along with this one. I apologize if I sound a little bit slow here. It is 11 p.m. and it's closer to 11 p.m. and the feelings are starting to hit me a little bit. But we're not going anywhere. We're going to wait with you guys until this warning expires because that's what we're here for. But again, towards Hickory, I mean, out of all, it's going to remain relatively nice. Probably heavy rain showers, so really want to watch out for that here. Still along I-40 with some lightning strikes. You're crazy if you're driving past 11 p.m. unless it's for work, but that's just me. But, if you are driving along I-40, just pull over to the side. If you can't see because of how dark it is outside and the very heavy rainfall, like Chad said as well, it could be completely blinding. So if you do so, make sure you put those hats on. But look at that. So we just got the next scan here. And if you look towards the north of North Lakes, east of Granite Falls, that storm, gone, completely out.
Mm-hmm.
But now we walk the storm over just towards the north of I-40 here. We still have 3 lightning strikes associated with it so far. Very, very heavy rainfall. Maybe some strong winds, 30, 40 miles per hour, like I mentioned before. But again, it's just a matter of time before the storm dies out as well. So just give it the next 5-10 minutes, and the storm will probably dissipate yet again. We may see a special weather statement out of this once this warning expires because we still have some indication of some strong winds, not damaging winds, but strong winds. But we have at least now 3 minutes until this warning is set to expire. I got on my side here National Weather Service group, well, not group chat, but National Weather Service system here on the side. Just if I miss anything, I can catch it before we go live. Before we finish the live stream here. Before this expires, Chad, do you have any updates here?
My end, I don't. Nope, we got about 2 more minutes left on it here. Not much. I mean, there's that rotation part is pretty much gone. Now it's just heavy rain and gusty winds, pretty much in this. So it's really not much going on. This one is really starting to weaken.
That is correct. So let's just pass the time for the next 2 minutes here.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out here, just give you a little bit of an overview, just to let you guys know. Which again, this heat advisory is issued, and I'm not going to spoil. Well, I guess I am practically spoiling the upcoming video here, but get more in depth on the latest heat alerts here. How hot it's supposed to get, which is very extreme. We'll see that on the latest video updates. So really want to watch out for that tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. But I mean, aside from that, that's the only storm that we have within the coverage region, at least. We're not really expecting. We could possibly see some isolated strong storms overnight, which we have a monitoring system, automated system that will cover it if warnings get issued through much of the overnight. But again, out of all, this warning is set to expire in less than a minute, which is expected to expire right now. I have it on the side. We're just waiting for it to be expiring here. And once it expires, we'll just overlook the storm a little bit again, just give you the latest update, and then we'll jump off here as well. So again, this polygon should expire. It should pop off the radar here in just a quick second as we reach 11 p.m. And this is the longest 1 minute I think I've ever been through because we're still at 10:59. And whenever you wait for time, the time decides to go slow. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, though, because it feels like it's good that time's going slow, but it's a bad thing that
it's either or
for this. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
It's either or.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's 11 o'clock.
There goes the cat. I apologize for that noise. Yeah, he decided to knock over some stuff on the on his table. Well, my table, but or my dresser, but he claims it as his. But out of all here, let's give you the latest overview here. This warning has officially expired. You can see the bottom graphic here. Completely no longer says the warning. I don't know why it's still popping up on this radar system. But again, out of all, just north to I-40 here, it looks like I would probably say the storm is trying to strengthen a little bit more again. It's just extending its way from Drexel to Valdez. So really want to watch out for that. We're probably going to see a special weather statement out of this within the next 5 to 10 minutes. But I mean, out of all, not nothing too concerning here at all whatsoever. And I don't know what I just heard. But I mean, that's all that we have here. Chad, do you have any updates here?
I do not. It's just, I would say, watch out for heavy rain and gusty winds anywhere from 40 to 50 miles per hour. That's really it for now. Yep.
All right, and that'll do it for us tonight. I'm Chief Weather Forecaster Becky Webb, along with co-owner and forecaster Chad Martin. We appreciate you guys tuning in here. Have a great rest of your night. Again, keep it tuned to how the weather live or video update will be posted out again early tomorrow morning at 8. Well, not early, but tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. to give you the latest update on the in-depth look at the severe weather threat through much of tomorrow, along with our reported video update like normal as well. I'm Chief Weather Forecaster Becky Webb again. Thank you guys so much here for tuning in along with Chad. Have a great rest of your night. And again, keep it tuned how the weather live.
And watch out for the social media posts tomorrow. I'll have some in the morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Give everyone an idea of what's going on. So make sure you watch out for those too. Keep an eye on that. Yeah.
And also, Chad, will you be able to help us with coverage tomorrow? If not, it's completely okay.
Tomorrow I'll be out of state with my grandmom, helping her out with some things. So
okay.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I don't know yet,
Yeah, that's all good. I just wanted to see here. I mean, now there for us tonight. I'm Chief Weather Forecaster Becky Webb, along with forecaster Chad. Have a great rest of your night. We'll keep the radar up here for a quick second. And again, our automated system will be live looking at the latest forecasts and doing severe weather coverage through much of the overnight. And then we'll be live if needed throughout tomorrow. Again, thank you so much for tuning in and have a great night.
Thank you.
Want to be a supporter of Highland Weather? Join us on Patreon for as low as $3 per month or as high as $20 per month at patreon.com/highlandweather. When severe weather threatens your community, Highland Weather is there for you. Anyways, look at that. Already at 12 a.m. 3 getting you prepared. Like, historic event.
Flood warning has been extended until 11.
Going inside the storm.
Strong. Super strong wind guy. Okay.
Giving you the latest information.
We have numerous flash flood warnings.
And helping you after the storm.
We're without water, without power.
Highland Weather, the most accurate weather network for Asheville, weathering one storm at a time. Back up here, let's talk about the automated system for a quick second here. Whenever weather warnings get issued, you will see the automated system on the main screen. It will be interrupted during live severe weather coverage about the warning. Not just that, you can also see the latest weather details on the bottom of the screen. So whenever a weather alert gets issued, it will show the top weather alert on the bottom bar of the screen, the counters on the bottom right, and also the activity monitor to let us know when we need to go live. Is also on the bottom right. You will get continuous live coverage here on the Highland Weather monitoring system, live weather forecasts, and so much more at a touch of a button. Highland Weather's monitoring system is here 24/7 non-stop and will always warn you when there is severe weather.